Where's the celebrate dance?
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And together we are on the mission of bringing this sailboat that was neglected for over 22 years back to life.
So, don't forget to subscribe and to join us every Monday for a new episode.
We just saw a whale! My first whale! This is so nice. We are going to another beach that's right there. It's called Fazenda da Armação. We have never been there before, so it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, we're gonna meet some friends and do probably a barbecue on the beach. That's what we are planning to. We were supposed to come here, but they just changed their minds. Oh good, better to go to a place that we've never been.
What a nice day. Arriving to a new place.
Yeah. Actually, this is so close to our hometown, but we've never been here before. It's not the same city, it's on the other side, it's on the continent, but we've never been here before. We've been 1,000 times there, being there, but not exactly here. That's good. Discovering our backyard. That's pretty cool. Ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a barbecue on the beach today. Let's go. Good morning. We're gonna leave the anchorage earlier today. Hope you guys can see something. We are sailing. We don't have autopilot yet, but at least life's much better under sail. We're gonna go to town, not to town, I mean to the anchorage we were before, because we're gonna have lunch with a really good friend of ours. So we need to make there on time, in time for lunch, and we're trying to not miss the wind.
At least we are sailing.
Now let's try the big Genoa and see if it makes a big difference. We are like 5 knots right now. Let's see if we get to 6. I don't... Yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna say anything because I might be wrong. Oh, first we need to check without the Genoa how fast we are. I cannot do much more than that because the problem is that we need to make a protection for the spreaders, otherwise we can rip the sail. That's why we are not using this one as much. But yeah, we need to just pay attention on the spreader. If it starts flapping, we need to roll a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit better. And remember, we are towing the dinghy because we're just going really close, and we're gonna use the dinghy because we're gonna anchor in one place and go have lunch by dinghy in another place. So we didn't want to put the dinghy up, the engine up and everything, so you know, it's a little bit slower, but it's all good. You know, it's weekend, we have no hurry. We're doing like 6.7, sometimes 7 knots, and the wind is like right on our beam, and is I think 15 knots. It's better than I thought. I think we can sail with a little bit less wind than we thought. Now we have only the mainsail because we are arriving at the anchorage, so it's much easier to maneuver just with the mainsail. Quick, we're gonna go upwind and let the mainsail drop. Of course, we ran out of battery right when the mainsail went down. It's going down so good. Just the last tip that I need to pull down, but just the last tip. The rest just like yeah, I'm really excited. One good news today. Now we need to get moving because we're gonna meet our friend in a restaurant on that beach right there. I think we're safe. We put like 40 meters of chain. We have like, I don't know, 2 meters of water, so we have a lot of chain. We're gonna try to go upwind with the dinghy.
It's a nice way to go to a restaurant.
Yoo-hoo! Yeah! It's much better than an Uber. Much better. A little bit of a wet ride, but we made it. Let's go inside.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
While I make some coffee, Duca is opening the Genoa.
There is a breeze. I'm telling you. We can move like maybe, I don't know, 0.1 knot.
So
something's better than nothing.
Positive.
Yeah, you gotta be positive. It's better than nothing. Can you open the blue furling system?
Not bad. For nothing.
But not good also. there is a breeze right there. We are on the.
I can see it. Can you see it? There is a breeze there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Today, Roberta said it was going to be a surprise, but I'm going to tell you. Don't tell her that I told you. We're going to sleep right in front of town because the south wind is going to start like soon, sometime today. Right now it's northeast. That is the, how we call it in Portuguese. I'm not sure if in English it's the same thing, but it's pre-front. That means that before a cold front comes, we have a north wind and then switch to south. And on the city is really protected from south, and that's pretty cool. We wanted to try. Today is not going to be too strong, but we just want to try the anchorage and see how it is. And it's cool because we're going to sleep seeing the light of the city. It must be really cool. We never done that before. What are you doing there?
Cleaning.
Huh. Cleaning time. It's amazing how much dust collects in a boat. I had no idea it would be like that.
Not good, right?
Not good. Yeah, you're gonna watch this video probably 5 weeks after the one we just uploaded today. A lot of people comment that we have no idea what we're doing, that we don't know how to sail and this and that. We are not pretending we are professionals at sailing. Don't take me wrong. We know the basics of sailing. We have sailed for, I don't know, 5-7 years inshore, just on the bay where we live. We never went outside of the bay.
And we have boat?
In a much smaller boat, and that's the thing. Our old boat used to weigh 2.8 tons. This one's like around 14-15 tons. So it's a huge step. And we're not pretending that we know what we're doing. We're just discovering and enjoying the process. And that's the reason why we're at our hometown, because we have help here if we need. We have a system that works. We know the place. We have contacts. We one phone call away, anyone can help us anywhere we are, and that makes us really comfortable to practice and to learn the boat here. And here also we do have some strong winds, and that's really good for practicing. And even though the sails are not perfectly trimmed and we are, sailing as perfect as we could, that's learning. You do it a little bit more, and then you go a little bit farther, and eventually you get far. And that's just the way it is. I think I said that many times before, but I strongly believe on babe steps. Without babe steps, we wouldn't be here today. It's floating on a Monday morning, just enjoying it's just, this dream was a long time ago, our dream. And we are here years later because we did on babe steps, and that's just the way we are.
And going back to comparisons, this is our first boat that we have 2 Genoas, so we are learning how to use them better and everything. So we're
and also we changed some of the systems. For example, this is one system that we never used it before. The sheet from the main is on the top of the arch, and that makes a huge difference because it's pulling backwards instead of down, and that makes life a little bit harder. But it's also good because it's so clean here, and like we don't have a sheet on our back. It used to be here, so imagine we would have right now the sheet right on our back.
Yeah.
But that means that we need a boom bank that we don't have yet.
A boom bank or a boom bank?
Boom bank. Boom, bang. Exactly. You got the point. I told you we were gonna make by sail. We might arrive there tomorrow, but yeah. But that's the reality. Is life to live in a sailboat. It's so different than what you think. You spend so much time doing things that you didn't expect to spend, and you don't spend any time doing what you expected to do. It's just, I don't know.
Like, we didn't expect spending 1 hour in the morning washing the chain of the anchor.
We just left 40 meters of chain, and here the mud is like so much, it's so soft. We don't have a shower yet, a hose to clean the chain. We have great news. 1.3. I never thought I was gonna say that 1.3 knots is really good, but for today it's really good. Proud.
At least it's something.
Yeah.
We're not going backwards.
You know, in life you need to learn to have patience.
It's a beautiful day outside.
Yeah, you cannot see, but today, right now, we were supposed to be having 13 knots from south. Right now we have like almost nothing from north. I think we gave up on waiting for the wind. It's gonna switch to south, but it might take some time, so I think we're just gonna motor in.
Guess what? The wind came.
The problem is the angle now, because we need to go totally against the wind, but we're gonna try at least. We're gonna try.
Remembering that we have a lifting center bar and it's up right now.
So that means we cannot go upwind that well. We were gonna have wind today. Yeah, we're healing even. We are managing to go upwind. That's great. Yeah, we're gonna do one more tack this way and one more tack this way, and then we're gonna get to the anchorage, hopefully, or we just motor for like 5 minutes. But the anchorage is right there, right in the city.
Have Duca told you about the anchorage already? It was supposed to be a secret.
No. I didn't tell. Remember our secret? I didn't tell you. Let's go. Tack time.
I think we are arriving on the anchorage.
Yeah, we are in a really good tack angle right now. We are doing like almost straight to the anchorage. If we get too close, we're just gonna put the sail down and just motor for like 2.5 minutes. Because as close as we get to the buildings, the wind is gonna die down, because it's really protected by the buildings. We'll see.
We are gonna roll the Genoa because we are arriving.
Right there. That's it. That's the new anchorage for the day. That's our city, and that's our house floating in front of the city. Let's see what the boss is doing inside.
Getting ready to work.
Yeah, we are late on editing. The problem about sailing and making videos is because sometimes you just get carried on having fun and sailing and meeting friends, and you forget to edit videos, and then they start packing, you know, like piling. Yeah, we need to get working.
We are preparing everything to go shore. Since we were kids, we come here, and it's a nice place to go with our own boat.
I wouldn't say it's our backyard. This is our front yard, basically. Let's go.
Here we go.
The current here is just like a river. It's amazing. When I put the dinghy on the water, just letting go to the stern, it was just like, whoa. That's like...
Frederic is gonna stay here. And we are going for a walk.
It's funny to be a tourist in your own city that you lived for like 37 years.
38 in my case.
Yeah, this is basically our backyard or front yard, I don't know.
Front yard,
Yeah, you
maybe.
can decide. Now, we live anywhere.
I have a cool statue to show you. This is Harry.
Hello, Harry. How are you, my friend? Doing good? He's looking at the stars.
These statues symbolize all the abandoned dogs on the city. So it's honor of the dogs that were abandoned in the city.
How do you know that?
I just read that. But there are in our
There's a
city.
little ball.
In our city, there are no many dogs on the streets because many people adopt dogs. So
Yeah. You know, it's good to be a tourist when you have a good guide. Thanks. Appreciate.
here is the Beira-Mar area. It's an area where people come to walk and come to run and ride a bike.
Yeah, Beira-Mar.
and exercise.
Beira-Mar means short drive. So basically, it's the short drive of the north side of town.
And there are some places that you can eat, and there is some toilet if you need to use.
And also, you can just, anchor your boat for free right there. And the pier is a public pier. That I'm not sure if it's 100% safe to leave the dinghy there, but there are a lot of fishermen just making friends.
Our friends leave the dinghy there if they need to go downtown, so we trust them.
And we're not going too far. We're just going for a walk, and we can see Frederico, we can see Odd and everything. Let's go.
It seems romantic to get your dinghy to go home, but here it smells like pee. It's terrible, actually.
That was such an awesome experience to be able to anchor our boat in front of the city and just come for a walk. That's just awesome. We walk here and we drive here for years and years. We've been living in this town for 37 years. Of course, a few gap years here and there. When we live in the boatyard for 2 years, we were not here. But here's the place we feel like home. Yeah, we're far.
Yee! Going to the yacht club now.
Yeah, the reason why we're here today, the document of the boat, we need to renew the document because we replaced the engine. We need to tell the government that we have a different engine on the boat. Bureaucracy, you don't need to see that. We are gonna skip 2 days of our lives. We'll see you in 2 days.
Another day, another test.
Yeah, of course, we do need to run some more tests on the autopilot. Last test was good, at least we got to calibrate the compass. The problem is we have too much interference. But the technician, our friend that works installing electronics and do a lot of service for BNG, came to the boat yesterday and he taught us how to run a lot of the tests that he does when he do his job. I can say that the NIMA network is working fine. I did all the measurements, it's all good. But we are gonna run another test. We're gonna try to calibrate the autopilot one more time.
He left this cable with us so we can put the compass in every place that we think that can be good. The technician said that he already installed a compass inside the steel bolt.
And it did work. Oh, this is also nice too. He let us use his too. He created this little cable, NIMA 2000 cable, with all the tips exposed. And the reason for that is because he can get the multimeter and run all the tests on the tip of the wire. So he can know the voltage in between different wires and he can tell if the network is working fine. Let's go out and try to calibrate again.
I lost the count of how many times you tried the autopilot. I hope this time we can find a solution.
A lot of people have been saying that the engine is too loud, and the reason for that is actually because here it's open still, we still didn't close this, and also the bottom of the freezer goes to the engine room. That's why it's so loud, because we still have some place that we need to seal better the noise. But we have great news. We are trying the compass in different spots of the boat, Here we got 51%. That would be kind of okay, but like around here. But how can we install, here, floating? It was just a test. And then I thought I might be put here 66%. Here, 66%. There, 35%. It's just amazing. Now we're gonna try inside of the cabinet, and if it's right, we're good to go. That's gonna be awesome. We're so excited. It's just getting better. 29%. 29%. We found the place. Where's the celebrate dance? We just need to do the wiring again. It's all good. It's no problem at all. We can do 10 times if we know the place. At least we have the place. What's going on?
Moving again. Ooh, we passed. I hope we don't need to pass these bridges again. Finally! This is where we were the other day, so we are trying to get to the same spot. Good morning.
Good morning. Where are we?
It's a different place.
Yeah. We need to be honest. Right now, we are not in Brazil anymore. Where are we?
We are in Panama.
Welcome to Panama. No, wait. Odd is still in Brazil.
Yeah.
This year we're not planning on going to Anápolis boat show, but last minute we found out that we could do quarantine in Panama and then we could be able to go to the boat show. So
here we are in Panama.
We decided to contact a friend from another YouTube channel and ask if we could stay on his boat and help on his refit a little bit because we were just missing the boatyard. Really. Yeah, so Parlay's our house right now and we are just waiting for quarantine and calling while we do that because in a week from today,
tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, from the day you watch this video, a few days later, we're gonna be on the boat show. We're gonna be on the boat show in Anápolis from the 13th
to the 17th?
18th. 13th to the 18th. It's gonna be really awesome to see some faces and put faces to the comments because we just read the comments, but sometimes we don't know who is writing the comments.
This year is gonna be a booth with the YouTube channels, so we are gonna be 1 hour in each day there.
You can follow us on Instagram and we can write on Instagram the dates. We're gonna do a post on Instagram and let you know which time, which day we're gonna be on the YouTubers creators booth.
We'll see you soon.